Making Star Wars on the set of The Mandalorian. Yeah.
Behind me is the set of The Mandalorian. Some people have said this is WandaVision. I don't know if we started that on accident or if that is Mandalorian or if what, but that right there. And then right over here is an ATST head under tarp from Star Wars The Mandalorian. We have some spoilers in this video from episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, and from The Mandalorian. So if you don't want spoilers, you should check out now. Mandalorian, those black ground, like burnt magma kind of stuff, it's back out here. And by the way, these are supposed to light up. They're ridiculous. We got them at the store just now, but it's too sunny. Mandalorian black magma on the ground is there. So that means that one planet we saw on the behind the scenes stuff from Star Wars Celebration should be here. It should be back in season 2 is my point. And Tatooine as well. And there's a lot of structures here for Tatooine stuff. I think I might even see some of the like walls that just kind of go up really quickly. Everything's very modular on the sets. And it looks like some of the old ones might even be back. I know it sounds weird, they look recognizable, but maybe if you've seen one, you've seen them all. I don't know. So on to Rise of Skywalker. People have wanted to know about Finn and Jannah's character. I'll be up front, like, you know, on Jannah's stuff, like we had early on that she had like the bow and all that kind of stuff. And so the stuff on Jannah's been like kind of like superficial overall. I think she's important to the movie, but I'm not sure how much stuff she does in it. I don't know, but how much has gotten out from her hasn't been that much. People seem to want to talk about other things. Her introduction stuff, I'm not ready to talk about that because it's just too, right now there's just too many kind of little conflicting kind of things. But I'm okay with talking about like the general rumor of Jannah that may have something behind it. It could have just been a lucky guess by something fake on Reddit. I don't remember who put it out. I don't remember the report exactly, so it's not any shade on anybody. I'm trying to throw or put doubt on anybody if they were like legit or whatever. I don't know. Reddit's too much for me to keep up with, like in a big serious way. The earliest rumor was that she was Finn's sister, and that when the family gets abducted and put into stormtrooper slavery, or servitude, whatever, she escaped, and then they're reunited in this movie. And so what I find interesting about that, if it was just made up, is how kind of in the realm of possibility it was, or in the realm of real. Because what I've heard is that she was either a stormtrooper or escaped being a stormtrooper, and it's super personal to her. So right now, just based off of that, why would it be personal to her if she escapes? I mean, if somebody tried to, you know, abduct me or abduct somebody, they don't go become Kill Bill trying to look for abductors to murder them and get revenge on, like, that's just kind of like an absurd kind of idea. So it means that it, like, either her family was taken or she is related to Finn, and them stopping this is important. So I can't get into all of the details on the battle because I don't have my notes in front of me and I will just screw it up, and I don't want to deal with all of the stuff that comes out of that. But they end up on a suicide mission, and I've been told that the suicide mission is worth it to them. And I think this relates back to the themes of the Last Jedi, where at the end, you know, Rose teaches Finn, like, hey man, don't kill yourself to do this thing. Like, you need to be able to live to fight another day, kind of stuff. But on this one, I think it's worth it because if it's 2 people to take down General Pride's Super Star Destroyer and end the First Order for good and stop all of that for good, then that makes sense to me. People keep asking about Snoke, and you know, if he's like, is he even mentioned in the movie? And he is. And you're going to find out a little bit about Snoke's about what Snoke was up to. Don't know the like deep details of it, but let's just say what brings Kylo to Palpatine, I believe, is linked to that. We've got 3 sources on that right now, so I'm confident. So we go back to Finn and Jannah. They have to go into the reactor, throw the bombs in, and they have a group of resistance rebels with them. And I'm assuming that the rebels, or that the resistance are be called rebels by this point now, that it goes back to rebellion by the last part. but I'm not sure. But they end up going, throw the bombs in, Star starts to go down. It doesn't look good for them. If you remember, we talked about a zero gravity battle. There's two things in the movie. This may be that zero gravity stuff. I mean, when Finn and Jannah are going down on the ship, they're just like sticking to the sides like of stuff, you know, they're not, whoa, floating around and stuff. That's not happening. But I think that there's like some parts where everything starts to go down where that may happen. That may be like a gag or whatever, or something that they filmed in there. But there's also another part where Palpatine supposedly shoots like lightning up into the sky, and some ships go weird, and it could be in there too. If it's anywhere, maybe it was just a misread prophecy. Jannah and Finn are about to die. Ship's going down. Sorry for the ADD-ness of this video. Ship's going down, and the Falcon flies in, goes through all of the insides of the stuff. So it's kind of like Return of the Jedi with Lando and Wedge. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. Flies in there, gets them. They get out before it hits whatever it hits, or before it blows up or whatever. So they get saved in the nick of time. Was a romantic kind of part to the whole thing. I would think it would be connected to that moment, and aftermath of that. But if I had to bet, I mean, this is just my guess, is that they're gonna go like it's Finn's sister. That'll be the reveal, but that is conjecture on my part. My sources who are willing to talk about certain things haven't been willing to tell me or don't know. You know, like Rose is throughout the film, so Finn and Rose, that is. I think it would be a huge waste to have all of that stuff in Last Jedi, to have Finn end up with anybody else. And the stuff that I heard more than once now, it's just so weird, so strange, is that supposedly Finn wants to tell Rey about his feelings for her. And that right there, like, it seems weird. So I think all of that, and he can't. They can't get a moment alone, or things keep happening, like the sandworms and sand snakes or whatever and stuff like that. That might link back to at Celebration they were telling us that like Finn's this eligible bachelor, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Like, it would kind of make sense, I think. And originally when they were casting Rose, I remember like we saw one of the like casting kind of like calls, and it was essentially saying like a smoking hot, like dark-skinned woman was what they were looking for. And so I thought that was kind of interesting, because then we have, and the actors and the like people who were going in for that role or whatever sounded like kind of like Naomi Ackie a little bit. So kind of I thought that was kind of interesting, but it would be strange if it was just like, well, okay, at the end of the day, like, he's just gonna go there. So but it's, no one should get upset, is my point. I don't know how it washes out, and we don't know how it's gonna wash out. So once we know, then we'll do the movie and we'll debate it for the rest of our lives, whether we like that or not. About the Rambo 3PO stuff, what I've been hearing about that. And what I've heard about Rambo 3PO is it's not really a thing. We ended up with seeing images of 3PO with Rey's staff, bowcaster, Chewie's bandolier, and I've been told that when just some stuff goes down, that stuff is put onto 3PO really quickly. It's not really a big deal. It's not like a big thing. Two sources, when I actually asked them about that, were just like, what? They didn't know what I even meant at first. So if it is a big thing, I'm being told it's not. So if you liked it or you didn't, I don't know, it might just amount to adding accessories into the kids' play packaging, you know? To kind of reiterate really quickly, we got Mando, Tatooine back, ATSTs, Magma, Black Road Planet back. That might be WandaVision, might not be. We thought it was because it was filming around here at the time, but all of this stuff right here that was getting filmed, was getting set up, was all being done at the same, or around the same time, but that's not done. So that's what makes me go, if that's WandaVision, I don't know if it's been like confirmed. I don't follow the Marvel stuff. So I don't know if that's like completely confirmed, or like people know what it looks like or something, but it's not done yet. So it would mean that WandaVision would be sharing some of the Mando real estate for a time anyways, which could happen, but it's also strange. Make sure you like the video. What do you guys think Snoke's involvement is gonna be? The implications of the Snoke stuff, to me, and this is conjecture, this isn't like from a source or anything, But if he's, you know, he's trying to find out what, I think he's trying to find out what Snoke knew. What does Snoke know? And, you know, what was out there. And then I think that's how he ends up learning, Kylo ends up learning pretty early on that Palpatine's back and how they encounter one another. Because they encounter each other really early in the film is what I've been told. Let me know what you think about, you know, the Mando season 2 stuff. Should I just document this stuff and release it later after people have seen season 1? Because it was kind of weird to cover like the set of season 2 stuff when people haven't seen season 1, but maybe it'll give it some kind of evergreen quality. I don't know. I wish my glasses were lighting up. They're so stupid. Stupidest thing ever made. That's why I bought it. Anyways, make sure you follow me at Making Star Wars on Twitter, Making Star Wars on Facebook, MakingStarWars.net on Facebook, and MakingStarWars.net, obviously, where I actually report stuff. Just like the video, and I'll keep making more. And keep being cool. The comments have been fun. It's been fun having discussions with you guys about the content. And for YouTube, it's amazing because it's such a cesspool so often. It's been good, so while it's good, let's keep having the conversation. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
I will write you, I will find you all alone, waiting here for you. I will call you, not to bother you with problems accumulating. I will write you a million acrostic poems, put you in a shopping cart all the way home. I will write you a million acrostic poems, put you in a shopping cart all the way home. Having forgot you, I'm not like you. Likewise, in every one of you. In all that's fair, with despair, all alone, waiting in the air. I will write you a million acrostic poems, put you in a shopping cart all the way home. I will write you a million acrostic poems, put you in a shopping cart all the way home. Waiting, watching Star Wars, feeling tired and alone, trying to be the Kool-Aid man who calls you on the phone. Not a wrecking ball through the wall of your home. I will write you a million acrostic poems, put you in a shopping cart all the way home. I will write you a million acrostic poems, put you in a shopping cart all the way home. Where do the ducks go when the lake is frozen over? Catch me and I'll sign back a trillion years with my same fears out of time. Goddamn that Christmas tree, take my smile and put it on your face. Make me wonder why I left your kind of place. Take my frown and put it on your face. Make me wonder why I left your kind of place. Waiting, watching Star Wars, feeling tired and alone, trying to be the Kool-Aid man who calls you on the phone. Not a wrecking ball through the wall of your home. I will write you a million acrostic poems, put you in a shopping cart all the way home. Let's take the starship goes down into space. Takes to the end of outer space. Skywalker.